Hey guys, Roxy Sims here, and I have a speed build for you today. It is of a lumberjack's cabin. So I'm going for a really rustic cabin here, just a small cabin. It's just like one guy, he's like a loner and he lives here. And I'll tell you why why I'm inspired to make a lumberjack cabin. So my husband recently bought Farming Simulator. And instead of really doing a whole lot of farming, he's doing logging. So I'm just like sitting here, it's on in the background while I'm like building things on The Sims. And I'm just like constantly hearing him cut down trees and, all that good stuff. And I just was like, ding, 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 I need to make a lumberjack cabin. So here we are. I just got inspired to, make something super lumberjacky. I don't know. Is that a word? I'm not sure, but probably not. I'm going to say no, but, has that stopped me from ever using a word? Definitely not. So like I said, I've been, in the background, seeing my husband playing this farming simulator game. That game looks like a lot of fun. Have you guys played that game? I feel like it's one of those games that I would get like sucked into. I'd be playing it and then like 6 hours later, I'd be like, whoa, what just happened? I feel like it totally is that kind of a game. But I've never played it. I kind of try to avoid playing games that I know are going to be like that for me. Because I already got The Sims and I'm doing this channel and everything. So I don't have like all the time in the world. This takes up, a bit of time. And I know that would just suck me in and you'd like never see me again, And I avoid watching YouTube like late at night. Because YouTube is another thing that just sucks me in. I'll go to bed and I'm like, oh, I'll just like watch one video. And literally it's like morning time. I'm like, what happened? How did all this time pass by? So I have to like limit myself. I'm like, no YouTube right before bed. No starting new shows when I already have shows that I'm watching. I can't play video games that I know are gonna like suck me in. I even have to watch out for books. There's certain books, especially if it's a series of books, I'm like, I know this book is gonna like consume my life until I finish it. So I have to like be careful, Like, hey, before I start a book, I gotta think, do I have time for this? Is this going to stop me from, cooking meals and from doing chores and all that stuff, It's a real problem for me. I get too into it and then, my week's gone before I know it. So I gotta be careful with those things. So I think Farming Simulator is one of those things that definitely would consume me for a bit. So as you might have noticed, I did use a custom content fireplace. I really wish I didn't have to. I really, really, really want a rustic stone fireplace. I've said this before on this channel. I need one. I need it in my life for these kinds of builds. I like doing rustic builds sometimes, and none of the fireplaces are that rustic. So I'd really like a super rustic one. So I did use a CC fireplace. I will put the link in the description. And whenever I upload this to the gallery, I will upload the CC version with the fireplace. Or maybe I'll just upload it once with no CC. And then if you happen to have this custom content or your own fireplace that you like, then you can just replace the one that I will put in here. So I'll make sure that, I'll put in a non-CC fireplace for those of you who don't like using any custom content, because I completely understand if you don't. I only use it every so often, not very much at all. I try not to. Something else that I would really, really like is if we had like a wood burning stove. And so what I use and you'll see this later in the build because I put it in the bedroom. So I'll take that stove that I used in the kitchen right there, and I will put a column in the middle of it. So it looks like a wood burning stove and like a heat source. So I use that as a replacement so I don't have to use any custom content. And, it works. It looks alright, so I will use that in the meantime. But hopefully one day that we will get that. So as you can see, I'm doing it right here. Just put the column right in the middle there, and there you go. Wood burning stove. It works for now, but like I said, hopefully we'll get one, fingers crossed. As I said earlier, I feel like the guy who lives here is a single guy, and he's kind of a loner. Maybe he's been living out in the woods, on his own for a really long time. That kind of a thing. And I feel like he has a dog, and so it's just him and his dog, and he is a lumberjack, so he'll cut down wood. I figure, he uses it and makes like his own furniture and stuff out of it. He has like a little wood shop in the yard that I made, so he has a place to work on his little projects. And I also put in a fishing pond, so that's what he does for fun, at least one of the things. And I put in like a little a fish cleaning station, so when he catches fish, you'll see that later. I'm excited about that one. And then I put in a garden area, and I figured he has bees because, why not? He's like a nature-loving kind of guy, so why not have bees? As you might have saw in the very beginning of this video, I made it look like there was tree stumps in the yard. So, I wanted to convey that he was a lumberjack. So, I love that you have the little seats, the tree stump seats that you can put around and make it look like some trees were cut down. So, I thought that was pretty neat. And I made this build in like springtime because I wanted you to be able to actually see the tree stumps, not have them covered in snow. But I do think this build would be really nice in the winter. I mean, there's just something about a cabin in the snow, right? It's gorgeous. They look so good in the snow. And to have like the smoke coming from the fireplace or from the chimney, I just think it would be lovely. So I definitely want to play this in the winter as well. But I wanted you to see the tree stumps, so spring it is. Would you guys live in a cabin? I don't know. I feel like I would, but I feel like I'd only want to live in one that was like from the like late 1800s. I think those cabins are gorgeous. I'm not so much into the newer ones. I mean, they're great too. Cabins are just pretty, but I really like those old ones. I had a friend who used to live in a cabin that I think it was built in the very early, maybe very, very late 1800s, early 1900s, somewhere around there. But oh my goodness, it was so quaint and charming and lovely in every way. And I mean, you could tell it was from a while ago because the ceilings were so low. But I don't know, that just like made it really charming. Oh, here's the fish cleaning station. I love that you can get the fish in the debug items. That's so cool. So I have a fish in the sink and on the little counter, like he was in the middle of cleaning some fish, getting dinner ready. Obviously, this build is in Granite Falls, which I just love Granite Falls. It's so pretty. I voted for it. Have you guys been voting on Sim Guru Kate's she's doing votes on Twitter. It's like world against world, so you have to vote for your favorite world. Well, I don't think Granite Falls won, but I voted for Granite Falls in the vacation worlds. There's just something about it. I love it. I love the jungle too, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, Granite Falls is so pretty. And I love this lot because if you look out in the backyard, you can see the falls, you can see the waterfalls, and then they have like an eagle flying around, and it's just lovely. I would like to live here. Like, I'd move here in a second. I like how Granite Falls has like a hermit that lives here. I think that's funny. Maybe this guy can be like the second hermit. He's not as hermity as the first hermit, but just a little hermity. I'm gonna stop saying hermity because it doesn't sound like a word anymore. You know what? You guys do that too, where you'll say a word over and over, or you'll hear a word that's been said over and over, and it no longer sounds like a real thing anymore. Yeah, that's where the word hermit got to. So I'm making his little wood shop here, and it's got little, woodworking table and things like that, and little piles of wood and tools and all that good stuff. And do you know the bonfire that you can get on here? And it's like, it came with Get Together, and it looks like pallets, stacked up. Well, I imagine that's like his wood pile, like he's collected pallets over time and has it by his wood shop. So maybe he makes little things with the pallets. It's kind of like my yard. I have like a pallet pile. I'm like, I want to be an interior designer. I've said that before. And so sometimes I like try to make furniture, or I'll redo furniture. And so I'm like, yeah, we'll get some pallets and like maybe we can make some cool pallet furniture. I have not made a single thing out of pallets. That pile is just sitting there like for no reason at all. At least it's not, in my front yard. But goodness, I think I should do something with it by now. My husband did make something with the pallets, so they're not going completely to waste. But by the time I make anything out of the pallets, pallet stuff isn't even going to be cool anymore. It's probably, that ship's probably even sailed already. Who knows, but I'll just keep holding on to those things forever, I guess. Maybe I'll use them someday. Who knows? Oh, I wanted to tell you about my next video that I have coming up. I think it's my next one. I'm really excited about it. Did you guys ever watch the show Granite Falls? It was an animated show, and I think it's been off the air for like 2 years. But I just started rewatching it, so I got a couple things that have to do with that. Couple videos, so I'm really excited about them. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I put out new videos every single week, so please give this a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye, everybody.